Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent sensei consultant. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna do my weekly what I have been warming, but first, if you're not new here, if this isn't your first video of mine, I got a haircut. I look a lot different, I feel like, so I just want to address it right away. But yeah, I cut my hair. So anyway, I have some what I have been warming. I feel like I say this in every video, but I feel like I don't have a ton, but I also feel like I am trying to get on a little bit of a better like routine for myself. I feel so overwhelmed. What's new? Like, my office is a mess. I feel like up here, like I need to just do a huge brain dump and reorganization. And I feel like this is the story of my life, like at the end of every week. So trying to get a little bit on a better schedule with my filming and do more like batch filming instead of just trying to sit down every day and like film a video for the next day. So this is gonna kind of be like a weird time segment. It hasn't quite been a full week, I feel like. So once we get on a better schedule, whatever. So I'm still going to talk about what we're using. First of all, I see this first, so let's just talk about this. I have a car bar situation here. So I had pumpkin roll in my car, which honestly, like the first day was great, and that was about it. Like it was fine, but I feel like it didn't do a whole lot. This pink one was pink sugarberry mint, which I had on my work keys, which if you can see the status, like the quality of this car bar, typically after they're on my keys from work, they're like super banged up. So you can tell this one didn't last very long on there because then I moved pumpkin roll to it. I feel like even pumpkin roll on my work keys, I can't really smell very well. And then I put in cider mill. I had this from last fall, so I was like, I may as well use it. And then I did pick up a 6-pack of car bars to use throughout this fall winter. I like the car bars. I'm like just conflicted between the car bars and the fan, like the mini fan in the car. And I could use both, but I want to use, like, I feel like I don't have matching scents, like duplicates. And I want that to, if I was going to do that system, like the car bar and the fan. I don't know, I'm making it too complicated, so I just bought a bunch of car bars and we'll see how they go. But cider mill's been doing really good so far, and that's from a year old, so it might be okay. Okay, and then also we went through a pod pack in whipped vanilla lavender. So these, you guys maybe remember the story from a couple weeks ago where Jem knocked over the warmer and all the whipped vanilla lavender wax spilled onto the wall. I feel like I'm mentally scarred from this scent. Like, I enjoy it, but I feel like now smelling it brings back like bad vibes. It's bad juju because of that morning. So because of that, just smelling these like gives me a little bit of a like a feeling. But also these pods performed like so bad. Like, I feel like I couldn't smell them after the first day, no matter where I put them. Like, I put them in the purifier. I put them in the small, like, bathroom just to see if they would do anything. I feel like they just weren't doing anything. And the whiffs of scent I got, like, this just is kind of giving me some bad memories, you know? So, whipped vanilla lavender, I was like, I'm just taking that out. Like, I want to put in something that I actually want to smell and can smell. I feel like I've been struggling. I feel like we go through this like every year. Like, I feel like I've heard other people say this. It kind of goes in waves. I've kind of been struggling with my pods right now. Maybe it's just this time of year, like as we are transitioning. Also, like the fall waxes are so strong compared to the summer waxes, I feel like. So maybe that's like totally drowning out pods. Like, I just feel like I've been struggling with my pods, except for at work where there's like no scent. I feel like the pods are doing great there. So anyway, okay, I feel like I do have a decent amount of Scentsy wax maybe, but I feel like it's all muddled with my other wax. Okay, let's talk about bedroom first. So because we're not doing our overnight warmers anymore, I only did 2 in the bedroom this week, and they only had 4 cubes each. Like, sometimes I don't turn the warmers on in the bedroom at night because it's just so like oh, turn them on when I get home, turn them off when I go to bed. It's such a short duration, and I already have to worry about doing that in like the open concept worming, and that's the only place I've really been doing it. So I've just been kind of bad about all of it. So I try to do the bedroom when I can. I like the way it makes it smell, but it's obviously, I would rather send the open concept than the bedroom, just because that's more of a priority. I spend more time out there. And if I'm not going to get overnight sun anyway, in the bedroom, I'm just kind of like, whatever, I'm over it. Like, it's not helping my melting, okay? And I need the help. So we first finished up Harry Potter Wizarding World. This, last time I talked about this, the first 4 cubes I melted, I told you guys I really, really loved it. This last go, I just remember thinking that I didn't love it as much as I remembered loving it on the first go. However, the second day or third day of warming, it seemed to have either played better with other scents I was warming / maybe cooking smells we had going had diminished. Sometimes, like, because our bedroom's right off of the living room, which is right off the kitchen, like it's on the first floor, sometimes the cooking smells in the bedroom, like it just goes everywhere depending on what we're cooking, and that really messes with some of the scent, you know? So I feel like the second or third day when this was going, I was like, okay, I actually like this better than I felt like I did on the first day. But I felt like I don't need to put it in my club or buy more. Like, if I had another bar, great. I don't know that I need to go out of my way and like get another bar or put it in my club. I enjoyed it, but I was just thinking like, I really need to work on this, especially with my club. Like the next day I put in Velvet Moon, and I just love this scent. And I'm like, you know what? I just love this so much more. Why would I not melt this, which I already know I like love, and I would definitely put in my club if it went away, versus the scent I'm like, yeah, I really like this, but I really love this. You know, I'm just like, need to be stricter with myself. I won't feel so overwhelmed if I stop putting these dang bars in my club. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to skip on the Harry Potter, even though I liked it. I got to experience it twice. Yahoo. If I get another bar, awesome. But I'm not going to go out of my way to club it. Velvet Moon, I absolutely love. First warm, second warm, feel the same way. It's super, super strong for me. I only did, I have a warmer in the bathroom now, which is connected to the bedroom. And then I have 2 warmers in the actual bedroom. So I think I did a cube in the bathroom and then 3 cubes in the bedroom is like my ratio of how I split it out. Super strong for me. And I feel like people have been saying hit or miss things about this one. Like some people are like, I'm not getting any performance out of this. For me, like I was warming it with another scent I'll talk about, and I can tell when the bedroom door is open because I'll get this waft of Velvet Moon, and I'm like, clearly either Jem walked in the bedroom or something and like cracked the door wide open and the scent's just wafting out, and then I'll go like shut it a little bit because it will like overtake the scents going in the open concept. So I get great performance and I really like it. So I think I'm glad I did it right after the Wizarding World because I think it helped push me to be like, okay, I clearly love this one. I don't need to hold on to Wizarding World that I just like. So I hope that makes sense. Hope that helps you edit your Scentsy club. I had to skip my upcoming club because I was just so overwhelmed. And I was like, I can't make these decisions right now. I'm not in a good mental state to do that. I need to focus on my Scentsy, like getting organized first. So I just skipped my club. It's the first time I had ever skipped a club ever, and I was so nervous to click the button, but I did it. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. We have open concept bars. Okay, I didn't do so bad here, actually. So let's talk about Brick Day. I told you guys I was going to work on finishing Ghostly Greetings for my Brick Day this past week, and I did. I'm so freaking excited. I'm so glad I got this finished because today, the day I'm filming this, was early access for bricks for consultants, and I got a set. So I have more bricks coming to me, so I'm so glad I finished this one. Yeah, but Ghostly Greetings, I have a full brick, more, and 7 bars at least. 7 bars, I'm pretty sure. So I have a good chunk of this. I was just like, I really want to get through this because I was so close, and maybe I'll warm through my 2 other bars in October here and then just keep my brick for next year. But what I've just been doing is the days of the week, which I usually get one, ideally, day at home to work from home in a week. And so I just pick that day and I make it my brick day. I used to do brick Mondays, and so every Monday I would choose out a brick, and now I'm just doing the day I work from home so that the next day I can switch it out. So happy I got through ghosted greetings, and this was the last update for my brick. I had what, 8.5 cubes left. I finished it. Oh, I'm so excited. I have another brick update coming. I don't know if that will go up before my bricks come or not, because it'll be like a week from now, ideally, but depending what else comes between then, I might have to push it. Okay, what else did we do in the open concept? I feel like I did this over the weekend, autumn road trip, because I wanted to be able to like open the windows and stuff. I was obsessed with this scent when it came out. Like, I love the concept of this scent. It's like fruit and wood and paired together really nicely. I bought the cleaning bundles when they were available, and I just used it either too much or just overdid it with the cleaning bundles. But now I just like, this scent almost makes my stomach turn. Like, I love the concept of it, and I know I used to absolutely love it. And even in this house, like, I know I love this scent in this house. Like, right when we moved in, it's one of the first scents I warmed, and it was so strong. It was like wafting up the stairs, like with the door shut, it was just going through the air vents. And I just remember raving about it. But something happened between me melting this bar and using the cleaning products excessively that I just can't now. And so I was like, I have to warm a bar and retest it, because I feel like I know I used to love it, but I'm anticipating that I feel differently, and I did feel differently. So I maybe have one more bar of this, which I maybe will try to mix or something. Like, it wasn't revolting, but it's to the point where I'm just like, I don't love it. And so I'm like, well, I don't want to warm it then. So I'm kind of in that mode where I'm like, if I don't love it, I don't want to continually, I'm not going to force myself by keeping a scent in that I don't love. So the next day, I think I don't know if this is accurate. I have first day of fall, which I neglected to actually warm on the first day of fall because we were away that night. The first day of fall was the 22nd. So that was a Thursday. After work that night on a Thursday, we went over to a friend's house to catch up with them. And so then we got home like late after dinner from the friend's house, and I wasn't about to pop in first day of fall at 9 p.m. and shut it off at 10 p.m. So I just popped it in either the next day or that weekend. I think I did it over the weekend because I let it go a couple days, I want to say. Let me see if I can pull this catalog here. Like, you think I'd be prepared with a catalog. First day of fall is Just Pick Pumpkin, Autumn Woods, ground nutmeg, and a dash of cinnamon. It's definitely earthy, a hint of pumpkin, I feel like. And I don't feel like the spice is that overwhelming. I liked it more this year than I did last year. I think last year I remember thinking it was like super duper earthy. It is somewhat earthy, but I don't remember thinking that as much this year. Also, the second day, I feel like it went a lot better. Like, it developed, and it kind of like creamed out a little bit. It wasn't so harsh is a bad word, but like, I feel like it just melded together better and almost became a little bit sweeter. Could have been what I had going, like mixed in with bakery scents in the kitchen, but the second day, I felt like it was a lot nicer, and I was like, okay, I'm really enjoying this today. Like, the first day was like, okay, this is like fun because I'm warming it first day of fall. The second day I was like, oh, okay, I like this more. I don't know that I'll like get more of this for the season because I have a lot that I want to kind of work on this season. So I'm not sure. And then I also worked on Scarlet Sunflower. I think we actually warmed this one on Sunday because Corey picked it for football. That sounds accurate. I don't remember when I warmed any of these. I feel like I did multiples of these on the weekend, but I know that can be the case. I know I did this one Sunday because of football, because Corey picked this over the Hocus Pocus bar, which on his cold review sniff, he said smelled really bad. So I don't know when I'm going to warm that, but I'm going to have to try. So Scarlet Sunflower is juicy apple, red cranberry, and scarlet sunflower. I think I've only warmed this one time before this last go. And I remember liking it, but I didn't remember like loving it. I loved this bar. We had it going and Corey was like, oh, this smells really good. And I was like, yeah, this smells really good. Like it's in the fruity category. It says apple and cranberry. I feel like I get that fruitiness. It says scarlet sunflower. And do sunflowers have a smell? Like, I feel like it's a very, very fruity with a hint of floral. Maybe. Like, I don't know that sunflowers are floral. I guess it's technically a flower, but like, does it smell floral or smell at all? I don't know. It was so strong through the open concept. Like, it was very, very present and doing really, really well. And it just smelled really good. It was also fruity, like sweet fruity, but still like fall components where it was like very seasonally appropriate. Like it was a warm enough day, but yet cool enough where we could have like the patio door open. And I feel like that weather totally matched that scent. If I don't get another bar of it this season, because like I said, I have a lot of bars I need to work through and I'd want to warm it like relatively soon again versus like end of November. I feel like this is a very good August, early September scent. I wish I would have had it then, but I honestly like kind of overlooked it. I was like, oh, whatever. Like kind of the fall scents I didn't club. I was like, I don't like them. I really liked that one. Like I would consider clubbing that at the end of the season because I really liked it. And I feel like it's very versatile for like, it's not only like a Christmas Day type scent. Like, you know, sometimes people club like, oh, I love warming this on Christmas Day, which I totally get. I have some scents like that. I feel like that's like a July through October if you're in the mood. Like it's very versatile to me. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. And some people in the comments were like, you've never ever like, you've only warmed Scarlet Sunflower one time. Like that's my favorite scent, blah, blah, blah. I totally get you now. I totally understand. But also like, I've really been loving cider milk this year, which I've hated on the past. I've really been loving Jack's Obsession, which I've hated on the past. Something has clearly happened. Like, okay, we had the C word, like I lost my scent for a few days, but I feel like not entirely. So I don't feel like I'm smelling things differently. I feel like my nose is just developing and liking different things than it used to before. So, and then right now we have going Caramel Apple Craze. We started this one yesterday. I'm loving this. I feel like in the past this was too sweet for me, and now it's like completely perfect. It's amazing. It's golden caramel, red delicious apples, whipped vanilla. Yes, yes, and yes. It's so good. And Corey loves this scent. I had him smell it for the people like this. I feel like this is a good explanation of the scent. I opened it like this, so he couldn't tell what the scent was from the front. He could only see the wax color, which is red. And I was like, smell this and let me know if you know what bar it is. Like, I really had no expectations that he would know. And he smelled it and he was like, oh, Johnny Appleseed. And I was like, no, but close. And he smelled it again. He was like, Caramel Apple Craze. And I was like, first of all, you crushed the name, like way to go. And that's right. Like, yeah, I was really shocked. But if that gives you any indication, I feel like you must get like a very appley sniff right away on cold. I feel like when it's warming, it all really comes together with the caramel. But yeah, just beware, could potentially be a little bit too sweet. So, and he was like, maybe I could mix this in my office the day he worked from home with Gimme Candy. And I was like, I don't know if it was Elizabeth Quinn or somebody else. I was like, I think someone mentioned that mix and was like, it was way too sweet. So I was like, you might not want to do that because he's not typically like a sweets person, but he really loves Caramel Apple Craze. So yeah. Okay. Then I did some in the kitchen. So I had started these previously, cinnamon buttercream and birthday wishes. I finished those up. And I think I did cinnamon buttercream the same day I did first day of fall. And I feel like those really went together well. And I was really loving birthday wishes in the kitchen the days it was going. It was just performing so beautifully, and I took it out. I feel like I could have left it going for just a little bit longer, but I took it out to finish up my brick of ghostly greetings, and I was like, you know what? I'll feel more accomplished if I finish my brick, and I have plenty of birthday wishes bars, so I'm just gonna do it. But I was sad. And then also with caramel apple craze in the kitchen, I have apple butter frosting going. I'll say caramel apple craze is probably taking this one over. But Corey worked from home today, so I let this one just go, and that was really nice. But now that I've come home and I've turned on like all the other caramel apple craze warmers, these freaking bugs, I hate them. You guys already know. I feel like caramel craze is definitely stronger than apple butter frosting. And also this is in my kitchen warmer that doesn't get a ton of airflow, but it's still, I mean, it's still apple butter frosting. It's still amazing. So I only did 4 cubes. That's all I do in my take a stand warmer in the kitchen at a time. So I'll put this back and continue to work on it. Okay, so then I'm going to switch over to vendor wax and candles. If you're only here for the Scentsy portion, thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you next Saturday, hopefully. Granted, everything's going okay. But I'm just going to quickly breeze through my vendor wax and candles because I feel like these might be somewhat repeats. I'm just working through getting a lot. I'm working on getting through a lot of the same stuff as I have been. So let's get into it. I had worked on some Cookie Land from Rose Girls. I have a few, like 9 pieces left of this. I think I'm going to put this on my stash page. I enjoy the scent a lot. But I came to the realization, I don't know why it just hit me, but I came to the realization, like, if I only work on 2 cubes of these a day, I have so many bags I need to get through. Like, it's going to take me forever to get to this, to even get on to, like, my future scent. So I was like, you know what? I've enjoyed this thoroughly. I have it in other blends yet to come into my melting basket. I can be at peace letting it go. So I'm going to post this on my D-Stash page, which is linked below these videos. If you would like to buy from my D-Stash page, I need to pack up some orders from that. Like I said, it's been a crazy week. I'm feeling extremely behind. So this will get added to that when I can add it. So yeah, Cookie Land, great blend, but I'm just like, I need to move on. I need to continue to work through my stash. And then I worked on 2 Walmart clams here. So the first one, I only have 2 cubes left, is Better Homes and Gardens Baked Apple Strudel. I've really been loving this one. So hopefully in this next Saturday's weekly, what I've been warming, this one will be gone. But the first time I warmed it, it was great. The second time, I'm just like, it gets better. Like, I just really, really enjoyed this one. It smells just like that picture looks, which is kind of washed out, so I'm sorry. But I don't know if this is available at a Walmart. I picked this up in July of last year, so it's really super good, you guys. And then I also worked on Sensational's Cider House Donuts. Just worked on 2 of these. This really, on cold, it smells like wax. Like, it hardly smells like anything on cold. On warm, I feel like it was kind of like a hot cider donut type vibe. I feel like this one didn't come as much to life as the baked apple strudel, but it was nice, and I'll finish it. Oh, I only have 4 cubes left. So this will probably get 2 more weeks of use. And then, not that it appears that I worked on this, but this is the L3 Waxy Wonders I Put a Spell on You loaf. And I don't know if you can like see this slight gap in here. So when I chopped this was a crumbly mess, which you can maybe tell from like down here. So there's a ton of crumbles on top of this loaf, just like kind of hanging out. And what I was like taking out the loaf, and I was like, oh, I'll like pop out a little piece, you know, of my loaf to warm. I was like, I'm just going to make this easier on myself later. And I essentially just like did a scrape of the like bits and pieces, and then just did a warm of those. And I took like 1 small sliver, like the smallest one, out of the loaf and put that in. So it looks like mostly unused, but I promise I used a little bit of it this morning. This is the first time ever warming this. I know people rave about this, and I'm so bad. Like, I'm just now getting to this. This is from August 17th, so this is over a year old. That is how far behind I am working through. I'm going literally in chronological order, and this is how far away I am, or how far behind. Like, these are from July. The Cookie Land is from June. That's why I'm like, I have to be done with it. Like, I can't waste 4 more weeks to move on from this. I have to just be done with it. Someone else should be able to test it out. I need to move on. However, with this loaf, I really did enjoy it. So, I don't know how long I'll work on this. I don't know if I'll get all the way through it before I'm like, okay, I need to move on and pass things on, because this is a lot of wax. And I just, like, if I only warm one of these cubes per week, it's gonna take me quite a while. So I don't really have a standard that I'm going by at this point. I'm just kind of doing what I feel. So the Cookie Land, I was warming it and I was like, you know what? I feel like I've gotten a good usage out of this. I'm kind of feeling like I'm a little bit over the scent because I have warmed it like back to back weeks now. And so I'm just going to feel it as it comes. But essentially what I'm doing with my vendor wax is pulling everything by date, working on, you know, one thing a day. I put it in this bin to talk about whatever I decide that I'm keeping and not decluttering. I put back into my melting basket chronologically, work through it all again. Then if, you know, maybe I decluttered, so like I'll declutter the Cookie Land, there'll be space in my melting basket. I'll maybe pull the next chronological one into the basket. I hope that makes sense. That's kind of how I'm working through that. Or trying to work through that, I guess. Okay, the next thing is my candles, which I'm gonna hopefully go through fairly quickly because we're getting up there on time, and my storage situations lately have been iffy. I did not grab salted caramel cake from Homeworks. It's on the ground over there. I have a candle project pan coming up soon. I think that might go up potentially. I'm like looking at my content calendar. Don't know if my next week home fragrance roundup or that will go up first. So either way, we'll talk about it. But yeah, I'm not going to get in too deep with these. I'm just going to give you kind of updates. So, Vanilla Bean Oil is still burning absolutely flawlessly. I feel like this one's burning really, really hot. So I'm going to watch it. Oh my gosh. I hate opening this because like it's so intense with this huge lid. I really just want this one for the jar because I think it's just absolutely stunning. But it burns super, super hot and I'm nervous. Like I don't see any sooting, but I'm like, please don't sit. Not that I can't wipe it off, but please don't sit on my nice jar. So that one is going very well. 2 that are not going very well that are crop contenders are warm apple pie. I really thought this one was going to hang on, even though I've watched everyone else's video that says like this one sucks. The performance sucks. I really had high hopes, but we have all that build up. And I feel like the more it melts, like these wicks this morning this was yesterday. These wicks last night almost did not want to ignite. Like they lit up and put themselves out, which I relit and it stayed lit. But I was like, they're completely dudding. Like I've never had this happen. These freaking bugs. I've never had this happen to me on a candle. Like I know people talk about it. I've heard it plenty of times. I understand the gist, but I've never personally had it happen. Which it was okay. Like it relit once I retried. But I had never seen that where I like had lit the wick and it completely put itself out. Like I've only seen that on a tea light that was out of juice essentially. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this one more go, but also like Corey's texting me. Like he always texts me when I'm filming. Yeah, this one has to go in the crop. Like I don't know that I want to waste my time doing anything more with it. I may put it under the lamp because I have another contender I want to go in the crock and I can only do one at a time. So I may put this under the lamp just for a few days while the other one crocks and see what happens. So my other crock contender is Fall Festival. This one is going in the crock because I know I told you guys last time, I'm not vibing with the scent of it. Also, today it started burning so hot. I don't know if you can see that. It kind of started to like soot along the edges, but even just like visually watching it, the amount of like black smoke it was letting off, I was like, there's no way there's not soot on the side of the jar. And like, oh no, this is its last life burn here. So it's just like, it's burning so super hot and so super fast, but also I don't know if that's making it gross. Fresh pumpkin, spice, cinnamon, sweet maple, almond butter. Like, on cold, it smells decent. Burning, it does not. So I'm gonna put it in the crock because I'm like, I'm done with the scent of you burning, and you burn way too hot. So I'm not dealing with that right now. I'm gonna put him in the crock to start, and then maybe this under the lamp to the crock afterwards. We'll see if that improves the scent of this. If this is absolutely nasty when I put it in the crock, like it smells disgusting, I'll probably just take it out of the crock and be done with it. Yeah. Okay, a couple more. I worked on pumpkin apple fritter. I think this one, I told you guys I was a little nervous about the wicks because they just aren't in the best placement. I mean, we have a little bit of that going on. But I think it's doing okay. It seems to be pulling out, except for that little experience right there. It seems to be pulling out decent. I think part of this was the way the airflow was hitting it, because I turned it a little bit and it seemed to help, but I just didn't leave it lit long enough. I could have wrapped it into, well, I could have done all the things, I just did not. This one seems to be going okay. I think the throw on this one is so much better than it has been in the previous years. I don't know how many times I can say that, but I'm just like raving about it. Also worked on pumpkin donut shop. I know in a recent video, Hi, It's Vicky was like, my pumpkin donut shop corrected itself. And I feel like, you guys, the amount of like, this used to look like my warm apple pie candle. Like there was so much stuff around, like so, I mean, you can just tell by all the schmut on the side of this candle. Like there was so much wax residue buildup on this. And look at it now. Like it's pulled all the way out. It's totally corrected itself. Like Vicky said, it corrected itself, and mine did too. Like I'm so happy. As soon as I heard her say that, I was like, oh, this gives me so much hope for this candle. And then I had hope for my warm apple pie. Glad this one survived. Bummer on that one. I like this scent more personally. I'd be so happy if they brought this back out. They did not this year. Hopefully they're giving us like an every other year thing, and I'd be okay with that because I have this one. But yeah, I'm like right about at the halfway point on this. Thoroughly enjoying it still. And then last thing I have to talk about is my hot cider donut. I worked on this a little bit. It's not pulled out by any means. I also almost completely destroyed this wick. I was trying to cut these wicks with my wick trimmer and not like my nail scissors, because like these guys get really big wicks, like mushroom tops, sorry, on the wicks. So like you gotta cut those off. But be delicate about it. Like these wicks are extremely thin and fragile. I just completely nubbed out this one. Thankfully it survived and it came back decent, I think. But yeah, that definitely affected the pooling. And I just did it in a morning, like a pre-work morning. I didn't do it on a weekend, so it didn't have as much time. But like it pulled out on this side all the way to the edge. So yeah, I feel like, now that I don't want to say I don't love this scent anymore, like as much, but I feel like it's almost lacking something. I don't know if I need to get deeper into this candle, but I remember I felt like I liked it better in the past. I feel really bad for saying that, but I kind of feel that way. So, it's bad for me because I have this one and 2 backups. So, anywho, that is all for my weekly home fragrance roundup this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think next I'm going to film my monthly empties. So stay tuned if you're interested in that. Subscribe, hang out with me. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.